That Kevin is in Miami with the girl.
Death to all of them. My situation over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
Sharina Hudson finally realized she was chasing the completely wrong situation from the start. She really thought life with Kevin Hunter was about to take her somewhere, but the truth hit her hard. People been saying Kevin and Sharina were moving like they already had their whole future planned out on Wendy's money, and they didn't even hesitate for a second. Sharina was acting confident, but deep down she had no clue the whole setup was built on shaky ground. Now the streets are whispering that Sharina backed the wrong partner, and the fallout is getting louder every day.
So I'm not gonna take a lot of time because, you know, I'm getting emotional. And I told myself I wasn't gonna do this.
Ever since Wendy walked away from her show and got trapped in that messy guardianship, Kevin's whole money flow dried up. People say his pocket's been hurting so bad that he started firing off lawsuit after lawsuit, trying every slick move he could think of just to get Wendy to bankroll his lifestyle again. But when that last lawsuit got tossed out of court, word on the street is Kevin dipped on Sharina the same way he dipped on Wendy and their child. Nobody knew where Sharina disappeared to. While Kevin was out there chasing legal drama, she shut down her Instagram and vanished. Now she's finally about to reveal what she's been hiding all these months.
That it was not till death do us part.
And it wasn't just an incident. I mean, the relationship that Kevin had with this woman went on for...
No. Kevin was a serial cheater. Kevin had different mistresses depending on, you know, the part of his life. This last one was the one that he had the longest term relationship with.
Everybody already knows Wendy's been pushed through a whole storm, fighting inside a guardianship she never asked for and never needed in the first place. A new assessment even confirmed she was never sick, never had dementia, yet that was the excuse used to lock her under strict control for more than 3 years. Now it's looking like the judge, her old manager, her doctor, Wells Fargo, and even the guardian Sabrina Morrissey were all moving together to keep Wendy far away from her own money. They acted like she wouldn't notice what was happening, but life has a funny way of circling back. And trust me, karma always shows up louder than expected.
Death to all of them.
Now that this new information is out in the open, Wendy might finally get the chance to shut down this whole exploitative guardianship and move on from the mess that's been hanging over her for years. But that doesn't mean she's jumping back into prime time or rushing to work anytime soon. Her focus is getting her life back, not entertaining the world right now. Her stepping away from work shook everybody, even the folks who don't rock with her like that. And let's be real, it hit Kevin Hunter and his mistress Sharina the hardest because they were way too comfortable depending on her success. Now, their whole situation is looking different, and they definitely feel it.
The PI was taking pictures of them going to the gym, going to dinner, her with Gucci, Poochie, and Lucci.
When Wendy stepped away from the Wendy Williams show, her income dropped fast, and that instantly shut down Kevin's plans to keep collecting alimony. Their divorce papers had a very sharp clause saying that if Wendy's contract ever got paused or not renewed, she wouldn't have to pay him a single cent. Whoever slipped that line into the agreement was a real mastermind, because it protected her at the exact moment she needed it. Meanwhile, people been whispering that Kevin fully planned to live off Wendy forever, like her success was supposed to cover his whole lifestyle. Now that the money isn't flowing his way, everything he thought he secured fell apart in one move.
But what I needed at the time, because I was running 100 miles an hour, and I was so much of a strong support structure for her and all the dreams that she wanted to accomplish, I needed somebody for me. And my new offspring, my daughter, who is a beautiful, beautiful spirit, she was not a oops baby. She was not a mistake baby.
Kevin allegedly walked away from the divorce with a big lump sum payout from Wendy, plus monthly alimony checks that were reportedly around $250,000. That's a wild amount, and he seemed real confident that the money would never stop flowing. But he never once imagined Wendy could get sick, or that his little financial ride could come to a sudden crash. The moment those checks stopped arriving, everything flipped on him. By 2022, he was right back in court, scrambling and trying every angle possible to force Wendy to support him again. Kevin claimed that without those payments, he was completely broke, stressing about overdue bills and drowning in debt. He even said he lived in a community with mandatory homeowner association payments, and since he couldn't cover them, foreclosure was already creeping up on him. It got even messier when people found out Kevin couldn't keep up with his luxury lifestyle. Word on the street was that he couldn't even afford car insurance for the flashy vehicles he loved showing off. He also admitted he had fallen behind on multiple credit card payments once those checks stopped coming in, which shows just how fast things spiraled for him. By the time he filed that lawsuit, it must have been really bad because he ended up taking loans on not just one, but two of his luxury cars through a company called Flex Wealth. And on top of that, he had no choice but to put the home he shared with Sharina, their so-called love nest, up for sale because he couldn't maintain anything without money from Wendy. At that point, insiders were saying Kevin and Sharina were basically out of options and close to being homeless, all because the lifestyle they depended on was never theirs to begin with.
You left your wife. Now, we may not care about her on the show. That's different. But you left your wife. Got you a side piece. Had a baby and was living a whole different life. And evidently, Wendy Williams was the real bread maker. Because now you can't live that lifestyle without that check. The grass wasn't greener, huh?
Kevin's lawsuit didn't help him one bit. Court tossed it out fast and he had to walk away with nothing but stress. But he didn't stay quiet for long. In 2024, he came back swinging with a brand new move, claiming Wendy supposedly hid over $48 million during their divorce. $48 million? That number alone had the internet gasping. He even demanded the whole divorce get undone so he could run the process again and squeeze more money out of her. That was wild behavior because who willingly jumps back into a messy divorce unless they're desperate for cash? But the court wasn't checking for Kevin at all. Judges weren't buying a single piece of his story. The craziest part is that earlier this year, he filed yet another lawsuit, this time trying to hit Wells Fargo, Wendy's guardian, and a whole crew of people involved in her guardianship. He was suddenly demanding $250 million in damages like it was nothing. That number had folks asking if he was living in reality or writing a movie script. And get this, he tried to say he was doing all this for Wendy, claiming her constitutional rights were violated and that the court-appointed guardians defrauded him. So one minute he's suing Wendy, and the next minute he's suing everyone who touched her bank account. The switch-up alone made people stare at him like, what are you even talking about? Now, putting personal feelings aside for a second, this lawsuit did expose something huge. It laid out how deep the planning, scheming, and behind-the-scenes moves were when it came to Wells Fargo, the judge, the guardian, and certain people around Wendy. It showed how they allegedly lined everything up to cut her off from her money. That part was shocking because it confirmed a lot of whispers people didn't believe at first. But even with all that coming to light, people still don't trust Kevin's intentions one bit. Nobody believes he suddenly became some hero trying to protect Wendy. He's not her husband, he doesn't have power of attorney, and he definitely can't file anything on behalf of her son since he's grown. So everyone is calling this what it is, a reach for money and not even a good one. He was just scrambling, trying any strategy he could think of to get back into Wendy's pockets. If anything, this situation shows how intense his financial struggle must be because the tactics he's using are getting more creative by the day. And according to insiders, Kevin isn't the only one suffering from the lifestyle change. Sharina has been catching it too. When the money dried up, arguments between them started popping off. Sharina wasn't trying to hear about downsizing or struggling because the whole reason she was with Kevin was for that soft life. When the luxury faded, the relationship cracked. At this point, Sharina had to get up and hustle hard. She was pushing her vegan food business, but it wasn't bringing in real money, so she leveled up and got her real estate license, trying to sell homes in Florida. Reports also say Kevin stopped paying child support and wasn't planning to start again until he got his finances back to where they used to be. When things got extra heated, Sharina made her IG private and allegedly went back to stay with her mother to get her situation together. And now she's resurfaced online, posting nonstop, promoting her business, pushing her real estate services, and even selling gut health products she made herself. She switched her whole vibe. No more luxury lifestyle posts, no more soft life aesthetic. Now it's all book me, support my business, and here's what I sell. She's trying to keep herself and her daughter stable, and honestly, she had no choice. Insiders claim she and Kevin have gone their separate ways, but it's still not officially confirmed. Still, seeing their whole situation collapse like this has people saying karma moved right on schedule, because Sharina really thought she'd be living easy forever off another woman's work. Life proved otherwise. I don't wish bad on anybody, but even Sharina had to admit, karma spun the block on its own time. I could never be comfortable living with a man while someone else's money kept the lights on. And now she's learning that lesson in real time. She acted like she won something, but all she walked into was chaos. What's wild is that Kevin and his side chick really planned on living off Wendy for life. That's a bold mindset. Using someone like that is cold behavior, and I don't feel bad for either of them one bit. Were you expecting Sharina and Kevin to break up this fast? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more stories. See you in the next one.